On today's DNVR Broncos podcast, we are breaking down the Broncos depth chart. We're hearing from Chris Sims. We're hearing from DJ Jones. We're hearing from Drew Brees talking about Bo Nix. And we're hearing from our guy, Brian Baldinger. It's a packed show that starts now.
Oh yeah, I'm overly excited. It doesn't change actually. From my rookie year to now to year 9, the excitement doesn't go away. The butterflies don't go away. They're tingling right now. I can't wait for the first snap, and they'll go away.
Wait for the season. DJ Jones can't wait. We can't wait. We are so pumped to talk about it. 4 days away from kickoff. We're going to break down the DNVR Broncos podcast live from the Toyota Lounge, presented by your friends over at Bet365. Use the code DNVR365 to get $200 in bonus bets when you place a $5 bet after depositing $10. We are the DNVR Broncos podcast. Huge show today. Fellas, how we feeling?
Feeling great. No time to waste. We got to go.
We do.
Yes.
We do have to go. Yesterday, Broncos released their first unofficial depth chart of the regular season. Now, they kind of get away with this by calling it unofficial.
And that's the thing. Everybody puts out an unofficial depth chart. Mm-hmm. What makes it unofficial?
Well, what?
You're not like beholden to it.
Well, and
But
what?
like even an official depth chart, if somebody like running back 2's out there, running back,
Well, here's what at least they've said in the past. I don't know if in the Sean Payton era they've said this or not, but I think the process of making this is PR staff puts it together and then runs it by the coaches. So it's not, sometimes at least, maybe it is in the Sean Payton era. Sometimes though, the coaches can have a little bit of, we didn't, I mean, it's unofficial, by saying like, we didn't put it together. But it is run by the coaches before they put it out.
So I don't know how like Sean Payton does this, but I just know a little bit about how they do it at CU. And like, they show the depth chart to the team like in fall camp. Basically saying like, here's where y'all rank. You want to do like if you're up at the top, you're not safe. People are coming from behind you. If you're down, pause. If you're down below that, you got to work. If you're 3s and you don't think you should be 3s, prove it to us. So like that would then I guess be the official depth chart. If the one that they're showing the team, the one that sometimes like back in the day they used to like post it in the locker room, and like make those guys fight for it. So. I guess that would be official. Then unofficial is the one that we get to see.
Right.
There is no difference in my mind between official and unofficial. You're the Broncos say this is the depth chart. That's the one depth chart.
So what was important about this one, in the preseason, we get a depth chart every week. It doesn't really update, but that first one, all eyes are on. In a quarterback competition, it really matters. All eyes are drawn to that. But what Sean does in the preseason one is he puts every single rookie, no matter if you were the first pick or an undrafted guy, at the very end of the depth chart, so you don't know anything about where the rookie truly is. With this unofficial depth chart, the rookies are now kind of slotted in where they should be, or where whoever's putting it together thinks they should be. And then Sean Payton approves that. And so for the first time, we got to see where the Broncos, someone in the Broncos, thinks the rookies truly are. And what stands out to me, this is no surprise. We've been telling you about what we've been seeing for 6 weeks now, but no surprise, it's unofficially official that J.K. Dobbins is a starting running back with RJ Harvey behind him. And then it actually continues to get more interesting as you go down the running back depth chart. Tyler Bidet is the number 3 running back, with Jaleel as the number 4 running back. I think a lot of people would have switched those two, but at the top, it's exactly what we've been saying. The vet is going to get the start on Sunday with JK, and then it's going to be a mix of him and RJ Harvey.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what we expected, like you said. Again, it doesn't mean that the first snap will be Dobbins. There's a chance that it's, we're running this play and Harvey fits it better.
Yep.
But the stuff with the number 3 and 4 back, it gets even more interesting because Jaleel McLaughlin is your number 2 kick returner. And so he's the number 4 running back with Bidet in front of him, but he's a kick returner. Usually don't have more than 3 running backs active on game day. So if you're picking between those two, they've got to decide, would we rather have the guy who is actually on the field returning kicks or the guy who is, we think a step ahead as a running back?
You go with the running back. You go with offense, in my opinion. And
I just don't know how much that guy plays anyway.
And Tyler Bidet, I mean, one of the reasons he made is I think Sean trusts him in everything when it comes to the running back position. Sean trusts J.K. Dobbins right now with everything when it comes to the running back position. He needs to see it from RJ Harvey in an actual game to trust him with everything. I'm knocking on wood, but let's say something happens to J.K. Tyler Bidet is the one that steps up into that number 1 running back spot in terms of like when you need someone to do everything. He's the guy that's on the field on third down. It's not RJ Harvey. So at least early in the season, I really think that that if they have to choose between Bidet and Jaleel, it's Bidet getting that jersey.
I think we had a conversation about this the day after the Broncos signed JK, and I don't remember what you guys said, but I do remember that I said JK would start.
I said JK would start, and I also said
I
it
think
was
you said
terrible,
RJ.
terrible
I probably
news.
would have said RJ.
I said it was terrible news.
I'm just
for,
betting on myself being
Audric
wrong.
Estime.
Well, that was a good call.
Some other notable things that stick out on here. The wide receiver room continues to stay the same. It's Courtland Sutton, Marvin Mims. Marvin is the guy that slept on the most in this group, and understandably so. You have Court is the one, and then you just have 2 young guys who have really stepped up in Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant behind him. But Marvin maintains that starting role, and then the backups are Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant, just as we expect. And then the third string wide receiver is Trent Sherfield. So the Broncos putting trust in these young guys that they are taking that step up to be the backups instead of Trent Sherfield there.
Yeah, this is one that we probably expected. The question just how much of a role does Trent Sherfield have, if any? We saw a little Jordan Humphrey play the second most snaps of any receiver last year for the Broncos, and he probably wasn't the biggest threat that they had, but he could block. Sherfield can block. Maybe that gets him on the field, but we'll see.
I would guess that he still has a big role.
Trent?
Yep, I think he plays quite a bit, especially because he proved to be an offensive threat in the preseason, not just a special teams guy. So I think you're going to see a heavy rotation from all of those receivers not named Courtland.
And it's exactly what Sean Payton likes. He, during his time with the Saints, when Michael Thomas was Michael Thomas, you had Michael Thomas always on the field, then you just had a rotating cast of characters in a good way. I say that in a good way for Sean Payton. That's exactly what he likes to do. So going to see all those guys. I agree with you, Ryan. Trent Sherfield's going to have a big role in this offense, at least early on. And then the final thing that stood out to me here was Jahdae Barron is a backup at outside cornerback behind Pat Surtain and a backup at that nickel cornerback spot behind Jaquan McMillian. Just like the wide receiver spot, I do expect that we see a lot of Jahdae in week 1, but it's interesting that he might not be the starter at the beginning of the game.
I think it's the right thing to do. Yep. You have a guy there in Jaquan who's done it and done it at a high level for multiple seasons now. And you have a rookie who feels like he's still getting his feet wet. Feels like he's still getting comfortable out there. So especially in a game like this one where the Broncos should handle the Texans offense pretty easily, in my opinion. Yeah. Did I say Texans?
You got the move
Titans
in there,
offense pretty easily. I think that you go with the safe thing. I don't know if Jahdae is someone who would blow an assignment, but one blown assignment can change a game. So you go with the safer move here. Have him come in and play in this game, but allow Jaquan to be the starter.
Totally. And again, lets him go through an entire week of preparation and see what the meetings are like and what everybody's talking about and how they prepare to go in there, and then watch how the game unfolds, how they run the coverages, if there's shifts in the game, what that looks like, and then the recap after. Like, it's just good to get him more reps, and it means that when he gets on the field, it's more likely to work out. And I mean, Pat Surtain didn't start his first game, Broncos had Kyle Fuller, Ronald Darby, and Bryce Callahan play that game. And it happened to be that Darby wasn't able to go week 2, so he was into the lineup by week 2. But I mean, rookie cornerbacks, as exciting and as fun as they are, like Ryan said, that's how you have a big mistake that changes this game.
My pushback, though, would be in the preseason, the cornerback that consistently had the big mistake was Jaquan. I mean, the first game where it was like, oh my gosh, what happened to this Broncos defense? You have Mac Jones going out and getting a touchdown drive against them. It was because of a 50-yard pass that was given up by Jaquan. I mean, he was the one that kind of looked like what you guys are saying you're trying to avoid by putting Barron out there, is not allowing that big play. Jaquan did that, but yeah, I mean, I totally see what you guys are saying. Just had to throw that devil's advocate point out there.
Yeah.
I think just in a matter of time, it is going to be Jahdae that's getting the majority of the snaps, regardless of who the actual starter is or isn't.
Yeah, the thing with Jaquan is just that there's a track record. Like we've had a couple years where you can see what he's done, and it's a lot easier. And you know, it wasn't like a mental mistake. It wasn't a botched coverage. It was just he was too small for the receiver, which can happen in these sorts of games, but. What scares me is the idea that, again, it's the blown assignment that feels like is what could really open things up. We'll see.
And speaking of Jahdae, he has changed numbers. Don't be looking for number 12 out there. Be looking for number 23 out there. And I got to turn to our numbers expert, Ryan. Is this an encouraging move for Barron's future?
Yes, I would say yes. The thing is, I liked 12. I didn't have an issue with 12. I actually thought it looked fine on him, but it clearly wasn't comfortable for him. And comfort is actually something that Benny and I have talked a lot about with Jahdae. We didn't feel like he looked comfortable out there. So crazy as it may sound, just ask Troy Franklin.
Yep.
You get a comfortable number on there and you start playing a little bit more like yourself. So I like the change. 23, a great DB number.
Yep.
So yes, pro that. On the other side, while we're talking about numbers, I'll just get this off my chest. RJ Harvey sticking in 37 is just a mistake. That's all I can say. It's a mistake.
Yep.
I wonder if he's sticking with 37 to not have to pay like the NFL to do that thing when you change a number, if that's even a thing your rookie year, because I am shocked. Barron made it very clear that he did not like 12 when he got it, and same with RJ Harvey. He made it clear that he did not like 37. Now there's a couple of better numbers open. I wonder why he's sticking with that. We have open locker room today. Maybe we'll be able to ask him.
Yeah. Sam Ehlinger has 4.
Yep. But no, it doesn't really because he's practice squad.
But I'm guessing that's the holdup here.
Yeah.
Dude.
You'd have to buy it from him.
No. You're not on the roster. I'm sorry. You're a vet, but you do not get to hold on to a number.
Tell him you'll be in the locker room.
You are on the practice squad.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's he's just waiting because he wants his number. No one else. He's like, once I get my number, I'm not changing.
Do you guys think that Sam's holding this out from him? Or do you think that's not that? Do you think it's right for a veteran who's on the practice squad to hold a number out from even a rookie?
If the veteran wants his number, hold on to it.
He's not on the team.
He's there though. I think
he will never be wearing that uniform when he's on the practice squad.
So he should just give it to him for free.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I think it's a practice squad guy, active roster, like, get your money.
Wow.
I can't tell a veteran that he has to give his number to a rookie.
Yeah.
Do the
but if I'm RJ,
Zach Wilson. Do the Zach Wilson. Give it to him, get all the good press, and everyone loves you as a backup quarterback.
I would just make the case that RJ, whatever investment he has to make in getting it from him, will pay dividends over the course of his career.
4 would look good. I would like that number on a running back for sure. Not really a quarterback number in my mind, but a good running back number.
Benito, you must be new here, man. All I do is analyze jersey numbers. I can also analyze names, jerseys.
Yeah.
I can analyze anything.
Did you say Benito? Is that the commenter's name?
I think so.
You had my heart going. I thought you were just going to say there's some breaking news.
That could happen. That could happen.
It could happen at any moment. And 2 quick things that I want to get to. Marvin Mims did practice on Monday. We were able to see that right after our show. So that's a very good sign for him this week. And then one other piece of news that just to touch on, Alex Singleton is officially going to be wearing the green dot for the Broncos. It speaks good to what his status will be this Sunday, but it also just speaks to how important he is and to have him back on the team. Remember, they went 15 games, including the playoff game, without him last year. So we talk a lot about Talanoa Hufanga and a lot about Dre Greenlaw, but Alex Singleton, clearly a key piece and going to be nice to have him back for the defense.
Yeah. 2 more things on the depth chart.
Yeah.
Riley Moss is the backup punt returner. That's fun. I wasn't sure who that job would go to, but he's returned punts before back at Iowa. Obviously, like crazy fast, has like all the Iowa hurdles records or whatever. But that's a fun one. Also, Frank Crum is your backup right tackle, not Alex Palshevsky. Who knows what happens on a game day, but that shocks me that he's up there.
For our guy in the comments, I'm actually going to do even more analysis that you weren't ready for. I have one request from Riley Moss.
What's that?
Beard's got to go.
He said it was getting too long when we talked to him on Monday. I think, yeah, he said it's too long. It's got to go.
Like, already when I look out there, I'm like, I don't know if he's fast enough. And then if I see the Beard out there, I'm just like, there's no way this guy's fast.
So I had the same thought, but then I thought there have been other cornerbacks with beards who aren't white.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of, like, did Darrelle Revis have a beard for a minute?
Yeah,
I can't remember the names, but I had the same thought. And I was like, I don't know. I think this is back to those same biases that we had to break through when you first draft white cornerback. And now it's like this. You're going through it again.
I just think it might be even more demoralizing when you're stopped by Riley Moss and you see just this beard protruding and you're like, how did this guy from the mountains who hasn't even shaved in like months just completely lock me down?
You got clamped by a mountain man.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't look like speed. He looks like power.
You got clamped by Happy Gilmore's caddy.
Exactly. And Henry, you got one more takeaway from the depth chart?
Oh, those are them.
Okay.
The numbers though, so Jahdae Barron, 23 helps him on the boundary. 12 is fine for the nickel, playing those inside like weapon spots. 23 raises his ceiling on the boundary, I believe.
Let's get to a lot more. Let's hear from our friend Chris Sims and also Drew Brees on Bo Nix, and let's do that after I give a shout out to our friends over at Bet365. Guys, football is officially back in the NFL tomorrow night. And tomorrow night's game, you can bet on the Cowboys +8, or you can just take the Eagles -8, because after trading Micah Parsons over at Bet365, there are now 2 heavy favorites tied for the biggest favorites in the NFL this weekend. It is the Eagles playing the Cowboys -8 and the Denver Broncos -8 against the Tennessee Titans. If you want to get in on any of this action, check out our friends over at Bet365. Download the app, use that QR code to scan and download the app, and make sure you use the code DNVR365 when you sign up, because when you sign up and use that code DNVR365, deposit $10, place a $5 bet, you're going to get $200 in bonus bets in your account. Win or lose, those will be used on totals, player props, spreads, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 20 and older, physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, once help caller, text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
And shout out to End Credit Union. End Credit Union's awesome. We talk a lot about what they do as a bank. I think it's also important to say that they're responsible for the Pat Surtain mural. So every time we drive by that Pat Surtain mural on the way to the bar, that's an End Credit Union mural. Which is just one more perk. Biggest perks, of course, are if you choose them, the official banking partner of the Denver Broncos, and sign up for their Broncos checking account. All sorts of perks like the no surprise fees, no minimum balance requirements. There's the money in your Broncos checking account even earns dividends. Also, you get the fan perks like 10% off food and gear on game days at Empower Field at Mile High. You get a Broncos branded debit card so you can rep the team. Chance to win tickets. Every time you swipe 15 times, you get a chance to win tickets. So if you're ready to bank like a Bronco, go to ent.com/DNVR. That's ent.com/DNVR and sign up for Broncos checking today. Ent Credit Union is insured by NCUA. Membership required. APY, annual percentage yield. Account requires associate Ent Broncos debit card.
A lot of people jumping into Twitter chat, and I've seen a lot of questions about any news on captains. In about 2 hours. Stay tuned. We will have the captain news there.
Okay.
And also jerseys, what the Broncos are going to wear. Damani Leach told us 5 weeks ago we were going to know the jersey schedule soon. That will definitely be coming soon, at least in the next 4 days, because the Broncos play on Sunday.
Release an unofficial jersey schedule.
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
sure.
unofficial.
Have an intern write it up, pass it by Damani Leach's desk, and just send it out there.
So I heard that they haven't even decided what they're wearing this Sunday yet. I think that was our friend Mario on Twitter who said that. And to me, that should be a weekly decision.
I agree.
We should not know what we're wearing in week 2 until week 2.
Right.
That's fair, but that's not what they do. They're going to release the whole schedule.
Well, they shouldn't.
Yeah, but that's very fair. We know it's not going to be white because the Titans announced that they're wearing white.
What is gained by announcing a jersey schedule?
I have no idea.
Nothing.
Get people fired up. People love it. People want it.
Yeah.
People have been begging for it.
I like the element of surprise.
Again,
Yeah,
we talked about it.
that's
Just can't
very
be when the special teamers are the first on the field and your first look is the long snapper in the uniform. kills the hype a bit. Outside of that, though, that's the right way to go.
Boom. Number
right.
analysis,
Also,
jersey analysis, facial hair analysis.
Who are the
We're
captains?
doing it all. We'll know in just 2 hours.
There's
from
no
now.
need to guess.
Bo Nix is going to be one of them.
Yes.
We got to dive in to this. If you want to guess really quick, but we got to get to this Bo Nix
Okay, we can move on. We can move on.
But speaking of the Toyota chat, a lot of people in the supporters club joining us right now. Make sure to join us. It helps us out. Plus, you get cool perks like these badges. We can identify who you are, and you also get cool emojis. So join us there. And also, make sure to donate to Big Brothers and Big Sisters. You can do that today, and all this month is a fundraiser for Big Brothers Big Sisters. It's such a cool organization, and you can donate right live in this video as well. So we really appreciate if you do that. If you do that, make sure to drop in a comment in the Twitter chat so we can give you the proper love that you deserve. All right, let's get into who one of the Broncos captains will be. Bo Nix. Guys, I think this might be the first time that we've heard Drew Brees talk about Bo Nix. He was on Kevin Clark's show yesterday and talked about Bo in a way that, again, I don't think we've heard Drew talk about him. And of course, all the similarities that have been talked about, Drew and Bo, since they were drafted. I found this fascinating to hear Drew Brees talk about Bo Nix. And I found it really interesting to hear what angle he went down with Bo. Here's Drew talking about Bo Nix, and he just brings this up out of the blue. Let's hear from Drew.
So I love watching the Broncos, love watching Sean. Man, Bo Nix is a really fun quarterback to watch. I think he's got all the traits, all the tools, great athlete, really, really runs well. I mean, I don't think he gets enough credit for how well he runs. Not surprising. You know, we've had discussions about being a multi-sport athlete and how to being a really good quarterback. He was an exceptional track athlete. I can see it when he runs. I think he ran the 400, which is a man's race. Like, that is a legit race. And so, like, you see that when he takes off and runs, it's like he gets faster as he gets 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. So big, strong athlete, obviously great with the short intermediate passing game, very accurate, gets the ball out of his hands quickly, but can really push the ball down the field as well. And I think in his second year now, he's developed a comfort level with. So I think
the Hall of Famer's a little jealous of Bo and his athleticism that he has.
Yeah, I mean, I think every quarterback, once their career is over, thinks about, like, dang, if I could have just had that.
Yeah.
If I could have just, we always joked about John Elway. Like, I think he just wished he was a little bit taller, which is why he always liked taller quarterbacks. So I'm sure Drew Brees sees Bo Nix out there running this offense and is like, oh, man, I wish I had that safety valve after I got through my third progression to just take off and, make a play like that. So it's fun to hear from him on Bo.
It's such a good point. And Drew continued to go on talking about Bo. In this one, he pointed to what I think is the most important part of a quarterback is just the mental side of the game. And we know that these guys spent a week together. What was it, 4 or 5 full days where Bo went down to San Diego. So Drew has a good understanding of where Bo is mentally with this offense in the NFL, what he can do. And, man, he had some good things to say about him. Let's hear from Drew again.
Look, Sean will make it as complicated as you can handle, right? I mean, that's basically the way I would equate it. Sean has all of his assistants that he had with the Saints. It's Joe Lombardi, it's Pete Carmichael, it's Zach Stevens, it's all these guys that, have been in that system now for almost 20 years. I mean, legitimately. So think about the institutional knowledge and from where it started to where it is now. And now Bo Nix is coming and trying to learn this new language and get caught up. But gradually over time, I think he'll take more and more responsibility, within the framework of the offense. And I mean, sky's the limit for a guy like that.
Henry, I just love this because he was with all of these guys, not just Sean, but as he mentioned, like literally every single member of the offensive coaching staff when Drew's time in New Orleans is literally down in Denver now. And from what he's talked with Bo about, he believes that he's going to be able to pick up as much of this offense as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's like Drew said, you can make this offense as complicated as you want for the quarterback. You can put as much on him as you want. We've talked about that in the past with that ESPN story that they wrote about Drew and Sean, like 2018. That was incredible, where they basically break down all the different ways to say one play, whether it's just like the 2-word version, whether it's the 13-word version, and why, the more the quarterback explains in the huddle, the more everybody else gets to know and the less that they have to think about. But you make it the 1-word version, easy on the quarterback, a lot harder because you're not telling everybody their individual jobs. And so, like, it's just the little stuff like that that there's plenty of room to grow in this offense. It isn't like I guess you see it more in college. We could stereotype Cliff Kingsbury, like a Cliff Kingsbury offense where everything is just so simple. There isn't all that much to it. And so you kind of just year 2, year 3, you might just have it maxed out. In this Sean Payton offense, there's just so much room to learn more and grow more. That just increases that ceiling.
And an interesting thing, what Sean's told us over this past month or so is that the offense doesn't pick up from where it left off last year. It's going to take a little bit of a step back, and not in terms of scoring or production or anything, but in terms of just how much is on everyone's plate at first. They're going to take a little step back at the start of the year, but then build up from there. So let's say last year they were literally starting the season at like a 10 and then built up to 70% of Sean's offense. They're going to go back to like a 50, and then they'll build up from 50 instead of 10. So by the end of this year, we will... I bet Sean wants to see like 90% of his offense in here, and then the next 10% you'll get in the next couple of years. But I think we're going to see by the end of this year a big jump, but don't expect anything too crazy at the beginning of the season. And Sean's kind of warned us of that.
Yeah. I mean, they're drinking from a fire hose all offseason when it comes to this stuff. And Sean has such high expectations for the quarterback, especially in terms of what all they can intake. And it's puts a lot of pressure on them and puts a lot of, a lot on their plate. And I'm excited to see what it can get to, but it does make me a little nervous about the beginning of the season after how the beginning of the season went last year. Now, obviously, Bo's a long way from where he was then, but I don't want to see a slow start. I'm so sick of slow starts.
Yep.
How many games in a row? How many openers have we lost in a row? At least 3.
I know Sean has not won a season opener.
Didn't beat Hackett didn't win in Seattle.
He sure didn't.
Before that, I can't remember.
Sean didn't win in
That
Seattle.
might have been one of the best games
It was,
of the
yeah.
Russell Wilson Hackett
It was
experience.
incredible. Because
Like,
you still
they
left it excited. Disappointed
Yes.
they lost, but...
And then, what was the VIX last year, right?
Yeah.
So they actually did. I think they started 3-0.
Was that year?
Yeah.
And then just came...
It was like Giants, Jets.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah, Giants. I just watched
Panthers
that game. That was the one Pat didn't start. Literally watched it this morning.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, Sean has made that the point of emphasis this week and over the past like 10 days is making sure the Broncos get off to a fast start. And he's got good reason to think they're going to do that. It's because they're playing the Tennessee Titans, who have the worst record in the NFL last year, a rookie quarterback coming into town. Let's break down this game with our guy, Brian Baldinger, after I give a shout out to our friends over at American Financing, where if you're thinking about buying a home in Colorado, you're not the only one, and now might be your best shot to do so. We're officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market. Competition is down, and serious deals are out there. Just be waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved in American Financing. Can make that happen in 24 hours or less. That's right, 24 hours or less for that pre-approval, which is huge. And here's the kicker. When you work with both American Financing and their partner, American Home Agents, you can save an additional 1% up to $10,000 on your loan. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines, it's time to step in, and American Financing is the place to start. Don't let the 20% down myth stop you. You can buy a home with as little as 3% down. That's right. And with down payment assistance programs available, getting into a home might be easier than you think. Give them a call at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or at AmericanFinancing.net. MLS 182334 and MLSConsumerAccess.org.
Also, shout out to our friends over at Game Time, the absolute best in the business when it comes to buying tickets on your phone. I've just deleted all the other apps off my phone. For the first year or so that I was using Game Time, I was still, let's go check the other apps. The prices are never better. The user experience isn't better. And there's the hidden fees. My favorite part about Game Time is you get on there, you know exactly what you're going to spend. And the second that you decide what tickets you want, you press buy, you pay. There's no extra screen that says not to mention this fee and this tax and this other thing. You just get your tickets and then they'll send them straight to your phone. It's an incredible experience, and it's even better when you use the code DNVR because you'll save $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase over at Game Time. Go download the Game Time app today.
And shout out to everyone that's tuning in with us. Again, donate to Big Brothers Big Sisters just right on this YouTube page. Hit us with a thumbs up. It really helps us. This is our time for the season now. Noon start. We're going to be rocking and rolling with you every single day at noon. So make sure you're tuning in, hitting us with a thumbs up, and then commenting. And I love the comments that are left after the fact. The people that aren't able to watch live, leave us comments reacting to our show. I love listening or reading those after the fact, and then reacting on the next show. So shout out to everyone who's tuning in live. Shout out to everyone who's tuning in later too.
Also, come to the tailgate.
Yes.
First tailgate of the season. Of course, this week we'll be doing the pregame show live from there, so you'll be able to say hi to us. And if you're not going to that, you're not going to the stadium, make sure you come by the bar for the game, where it'll be an absolute blast. And speaking of the bar is also now open for lunch as we speak.
Yes.
So you can come
Serbia's
and get
playing.
what I have deemed to be the best chicken Caesar wrap in Denver for lunch now. I spent almost all summer searching for a better one, and I just couldn't. Like, I wanted to find a better one.
And if for some reason Chicken Caesar, the best one, isn't your thing, we got a great lunch menu going on. In fact, fantastic prices. We dropped this in our big Slack channel with all the All City, and the guys from Chicago, from CHGO, were like, "Are you kidding me? This is incredible. I just might have to move out to Denver in order to get this deal because of how good of a deal it is." So we'd love it if you came by here during game day or during lunch. And speaking of coming by, we've got our guy Brian Baldinger joining us right now. Baldy, we have been talking about a fast start for the Broncos this year. Sean Payton said it's a big emphasis for the team to start fast because they haven't won a game in week one under Sean in the first 2 years. So let's start fast right here. And I want to ask you, Baldy, I think that this Titans game is the easiest possible game the Broncos could have gotten week one. Now, I'm not saying it's easy, but I think it's the easiest game that can be on any team's schedule because you're playing the team with the worst record last year, you're playing at home, and you're playing a rookie quarterback making his start. Am I taking the Titans too easy here, or is that the right assessment?
No, I mean, the Broncos should be heavily favored this week and next week at Indy. No, I think they're a much better team. I think the coaching is much better. I think the quarterback play is much better than in what they're going to see in either of the first two games. No, they should be 2-0 going to play the Chargers in week 3. I mean, I'd be shocked if they're not 2-0 after the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, we were kind of surprised. We looked through it yesterday. Cam Ward in the preseason threw 19 passes, according to our friends over at True Media, only threw to 5 different routes. It was like a go route, a hitch, a cross, a screen was in there, and then like an out. And there was nothing else. And we looked over at Bose, who threw a couple more passes, but there's all sorts of different stuff going on in terms of what the Broncos were running. I'm curious, when you go into week one against a quarterback who's never played an NFL game before, do you just assume that it's going to be a pretty simple offense that, you know, if you're Pat Surtain, you kind of know what's going to come half the time?
No, I mean, you got to play your rules. You can't just assume that it's going to be one of those 5 routes. You just, but like last year, Bo Nix, the first week of the season, why even line up with wide receivers? I mean, he couldn't complete a ball to a wide receiver the first 2 weeks. Yeah. So I'm not saying that Cam Ward is going to be like that, but nobody really plays in the preseason. Nobody really gets a feel for it. So you're kind of going out there, and I'm sure Tennessee purposely, didn't give Cam Ward a lot to show anybody. Just wanted to kind of just get a feel for the tempo and getting in and out of the huddle. I mean, just basic stuff. But I'm sure that they have all kinds of things drawn up for this game against Vance Joseph and a defense that is very, very talented. And I'm sure they've worked on a lot of things and they haven't shown anybody anything. So, I mean, I think, Pat Surtain and company have to be prepared for everything.
Baldy, how important is a fast start to just the psyche of a team kind of moving into a season?
Well, everybody wants to get off to a fast start because then it sort of confirms everything that you've done in the off season, whether it's, the adjustments you've made to your roster via free agency or the draft, or the guys you've let go, the guys you've stayed, any sort of changes to the playbook. I mean, it just confirms the things that you have worked on and the vision that you have applied is coming into fruition. So that's always good. But honestly, I mean, I say this and it's kind of cliche now, but I mean, September's the new August. Nobody really knows anything right now about any team. Every team's got to start really from scratch. It's just a good approach, period, regardless of how things ended up. I went back and watched, the playoff game against Buffalo last year. And, Bo Nix throws a touchdown pass to Troy Franklin. Everything looks great. And then they couldn't really do anything the rest of the day. So, even how you finished last year doesn't really matter. They're going to have different running backs, and they'll have a new tight end, and they'll add some new pieces on defense. But you really have to go start from scratch and build your identity for this upcoming season right now. And what is that going to be?
Baldy, speaking of hot starts, I think Nick Bonitto has a chance to get off to such a hot start. Playing a rookie quarterback at home, I think he could have 1 or 2 sacks. Then playing Daniel Jones, I think he could have 1 or 2 sacks. And we're in this spot now. We haven't talked to you since the crazy Micah Parsons deal and trade happened, of where the Broncos and Nick Bonitto, maybe they sign a contract before the season, maybe they don't. The numbers might be so different because of just where the market's at and where the Broncos would want to pay Nick Bonitto with a little uncertainness about him. I think the Broncos should pay him right now before the season starts, because I think it wouldn't be crazy if after the first 2 weeks of the season he has 3 or 4 sacks and then his market's now in the $40 million range. What would you do if you were on either side of this? How should this go moving forward between the two sides?
Well, the market's not going to drop. I mean, we just saw Myles Garrett, and we saw Max Crosby, and Micah. We've seen all these guys, T.J. Watt. We've seen all these guys get signed, and we've seen where it's at. It's $40 million and above. Now, I don't expect Nick Bonitto to get 47 guaranteed million over the next 4 years, but like right. Micah. But it's going to be. I don't know exactly what Trey Hendrickson ended up signing for, but I don't know if he's in that company of the guys I just mentioned. But I mean, he's had 2 great years. I thought the worst signing in all of free agency was the Tennessee Titans signing Dan Moore to a big contract, and that's going to be the left tackle for Tennessee. Like, I just don't see it. I love Dan personally. He's a great guy. He's a try-hard guy. But, I mean, I think Nick Bonitto should be licking his chops for this coming Sunday. A mile high up in the air there. He's going to win some one-on-ones, no question about it. Should they get it done before? If they can. I mean, you got to identify the guys that you want to keep, that you want to be a part of Sean Payton's, team going forward. If you wait, I mean, I don't know if there's any benefit to waiting. If you can create the cash and create the money right now, I'd say go ahead and get it done right now. Let him go earn the money at this point if you can get something done.
Baldy, I said 1 or 2 sacks for Nick in week 1. After hearing you, I'm going 2 or 3 sacks for Nick Bonitto week 1.
Oh, boy. I'm curious what you think of the rest of that Titans offensive line. Our old friend Lloyd Cushenberry at center, bringing Zeitler, kind of an older player, but has played on some really good offensive lines.
Yeah.
And then bumping Skoronski into the other guard spot. It's kind of an interesting group. What do you expect from them?
Well, they're well coached. I mean, Bill Callahan is one of the great offensive line coaches, period, that this league has seen. He came in with, John Gruden in 1995 to Philadelphia. I mean, I was around him from day one. He's a great coach. And so, they've moved Latham over to right tackle. He's enormous. I saw him this year at this offensive line masterminds. It should be a good group. Skoronski is a very good player. The question mark, honestly, is what Dan Moore is going to be. But I'm sure that they're just not going to let him on an island out there on 3rd and long against Bonitto. I'm sure that there'll be some plan for that. But I think JP is better on the right side than he was on the left side. He is a big guy, but he does have power. I would expect them to be able to – they ran the ball pretty well last year. I'm sure they're going to do their best with what they have to try to run the ball, probably out of a shotgun formation, spread offense, what it's going to look like with Cam Ward. But and so you're kind of limited with some of the runs. But they should be a pretty good group. I mean, one thing Callahan can do is he can mold 5 guys into a good group.
Baldy, the Broncos have become kind of maybe a sexy pick to win the AFC West. And taking the Chiefs out of this a little bit, which obviously you can't do, but instead of saying if the Chiefs lose their quarterback, then the Broncos can win the division. What do the Broncos have to do if they can do this? They've got a great chance to win the division.
Well, they were a top 10 offense and defense a year ago. So, to say that you got to stay in there, they led the league in sacks. I mean, you like to be at the top of the leaderboard in that department. I would say that if they lead the league in takeaways, that they are certifiable. Because I think if you just give extra bats, in fact, the year that the Saints won the Super Bowl with Sean Payton, they led the league in takeaways. So I would say that if the Broncos, and they have a chance with the ability that they have in the secondary, the additions that they've made with Greenlaw and Ofanga, what the defensive line looks like to me right now, I mean, they have a chance to lead the league in takeaways. Minnesota and Pittsburgh tied last year with 33. If they get north of 30 takeaways this year, then I would say they're a certifiable playoff team, or not just playoff team, but a Super Bowl contending team.
So then, Baldy, I got to hold your feet to the fire. Are you joining in on this sexy pick? Do you think the Broncos will win the AFC West?
Well, I think it comes down to the Chiefs, because I think the Chiefs are going to be very good. Their biggest issue last year was their offensive line, and it looks to me like the additions they've made at left guard and left tackle, they look like it's the best it's been for a while. And the speed that they added with Tyquan Thornton, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, I mean, the speed that they have on the outside is as good as anybody's in the business. And if Mahomes gets an extra tick to take his shots down the field like he did in the second half of even the Super Bowl game to Xavier Worthy, I mean, they're going to be hard to beat. But I would say they're right there with Kansas City. And if there's a year for them to overtake Kansas City, this is probably the year to do it. You got a quarterback coming back on his second year. He's been through it. He's seen the rotation. He's seen the league. Like he should get off to a good start. If there's a year to overtake Kansas City, I would say this is the year to do it.
What a perfect note to end on. I absolutely love it, Baldy. Love the insight. We were texting yesterday just about how pumped we are, and I know there's no one more pumped than you for this season. And, man, look forward to watching all these games this weekend and then getting to catch up with you next week, Baldy.
Happy Football Eve.
Okay.
Let's go. Thanks, Baldy. Enjoy your weekend, man. Always love catching up with Baldy. And I thought he was going to go with I'm going to go with Kansas City. And I would understand that take. They've won the division every year that Patrick Mahomes has been there. He's given the Broncos a shot. And if there's ever a year where it's going to happen, it's this year. And I think it's just such a good point he brings up. The Broncos had a top 10 offense and top 10 defense last year. With everything that they had going on, the Russell Wilson contract, Bo Nix isn't just a rookie quarterback. He's a sixth quarterback.
No running
taken
game.
off the board. No running game. You lose a few key pieces on defense, and they're still the third best in the NFL, and just how much they've gotten better from last year. On top of that, I'm so freaking ready to go, boys.
Me too, man.
I am ready for it. And let's hear, actually, from someone right now before we hit a break. Let's hear from our friend Chris Sims, friend of the program. He was on with Kay Adams yesterday, and he went along with this sexy, trendy, whatever we want to call it, hot pick right now. Let's hear from Chris and what he has to say. Broncos Country, you're going to love it.
I think this is the year the Denver Broncos upset the Chiefs and win the AFC West. I think this ends right here this year. Yeah, Sean Payton, the team they have, the quarterback, all of it. The Chiefs, man, I mean, they're amazing, and I feel, scared to doubt them, but I just kind of feel like, hey, how many years can they climb to the top of the mountain and do all that?
What I love about that, well, first, everything that Chris said. What I love about that is he's not saying the Broncos are going to win the AFC West because the Chiefs are going to take a step down. He said the Chiefs are amazing and the Broncos are going to be even better than them. That's why did you guys do standings yesterday?
Yeah.
So I wore my Broncos Falcons Super Bowl shirt.
I love that.
Big Falcons believer.
I think I'm the biggest Falcons believer. I didn't know I was until yesterday.
Wow.
Biggest Falcons believer in the West.
What a shirt to be wearing.
Yeah.
You're big. I mean, you are a Michael Penix guy.
Yep.
The Falcons aren't even going to make the playoffs. It's the Panthers winning that division.
Okay. Anyways, we did do standings. I didn't take the NFC standings very seriously, you could say.
And I think that if the Broncos win this division, it's because they're 15-2. It's because they're 14-3. It's because I do think, and I had the Chiefs winning the division, because I think they're going to be 15-2, and I think the Broncos are going to be 14-3 or 13-4. Right, the Broncos are going to be elite, and just for Chris to say that the Chiefs are still going to be amazing and the Broncos even better, guys, we're looking at a fantastic season.
The Broncos have a chance to be a far more complete football team than the Chiefs. It's just can Bo Nix take them to that level? Like, in fact, I think the Broncos already are a far more complete football team than the Chiefs. But the Chiefs just have that, that wild card in their back pocket. That's the best quarterback in the NFL, and that just takes you so far in this league. But Bo Nix takes his game up to not even that level, but one or two levels below that. And I think the defense is so good. If you add a running game, which we're hopeful for, those sorts of things can put the Broncos in a position to win every single game on their schedule. And so I think it's going to come down to beating the Chiefs head to head to really get over that hump. But I think the Broncos have a great chance to compete for it.
Yeah, and I mean, they are way more complete already. Again, like we complained about the Broncos running game. Chiefs last year were 22nd in rushing yards. Broncos were 16th. Chiefs were 29th in yards per attempt. Broncos were 21st. Like, for as much as we don't like what the Broncos did on the ground last year, they were significantly better running the ball than the Chiefs were. And if you just get better there, obviously run defense is better, pass defense is better. It's just, can you keep up with Patrick Mahomes? Because in the NFL, sometimes it doesn't matter who's more complete. Like, I guess last year being an example, because the Chiefs made the Super Bowl despite not being complete. So yeah, I mean, they'll have a chance. If you go 2-0 against the Chiefs, you give yourself an opportunity.
DJ Jones, to start this show, said he's already tingling thinking about week one. I'm already tingling right now, just hearing Baldy, hearing you guys, hearing Chris Sims. I'm ready to go. Speaking of complete teams, I want to give a shout out to the most complete team out there, which is our friends over at Taco Bell. They've got something for everyone. Whether you're looking for a burrito, whether you're looking for like a simple burrito, they've got it. Whether you're looking for a complex menu item, like a Crunch Wrap Supreme, my personal favorite, whether you're looking for a Baja Blast, only found at Taco Bell, by the way.
I had a Chipotle Ranch steak burrito yesterday they brought in. New menu item.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Or you're looking for, just give me a great meal at a great value, they're going to give you the Buff Box in select Colorado locations. You're going to get the Buff Box, which is $7. Listen to all you get with $7. Cheesy Gordita Crunch, beefy 5-layer burrito, Doritos Locos Tacos, cinnamon twist, and a large fountain drink. Nowadays, some places might be trying to charge you $7 for one of those items. You get all of those for $7. You also get a player collector cup with CU, with 4 different CU players on it, potentially. And you also... Taco Bell is giving $1,000 to CU Athletic Scholarship Fund for every touchdown they score. They're doing good things. They've got delicious food. Make sure to stop by Taco Bell and get a Buffs box at a nearest Taco Bell location.
And shout out to Toyota. Toyota, they're the best. I mean, whether you're looking for a truck, they've always had the best trucks. They have all the SUVs, those sorts of things that you need for going off the road. If you're trying to haul the weight, whatever it may be, there's so much going on over at Toyota, the Tacomas, the Land Cruisers. Also, they have more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker. So if you're trying to reduce your carbon footprint, they have an option that'll be perfect for you. 16 different hybrid vehicles like the Tundra iForce Max hybrid truck, 17 miles with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive like the 4Runner. Whatever you're looking for, they have it over at Toyota. So visit your Front Range Toyota stores, a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Rapo and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East, Aurora Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota, official automotive partner of the NFL, and also the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
We love Taco Bell, but the Toyota chat loves Taco Bell.
Yeah.
We need to screenshot these and give a shout out to Christopher Pickens, who says it's time to hit Taco Bell. Jose, who says the fact that Taco Bell, what?
Nothing.
Oh, he says Jose says the fact that I hit Taco Bell is cheaper in Denver than in Panama drives me crazy. You guys are living the dream. Let's scroll up a little bit to you here because we had some other ones. Gen X says, I hate these Taco Bell commercials because I get so damn hungry. Love me some Taco Bell. So, I mean, it's great. It's lunchtime.
I honestly think that Taco Bell advertising works on me maybe better than any other advertising.
Yeah.
I agree.
It just always sounds good.
It is really funny, the one that you here initially went to.
Tough.
Speaking of you here doing work, guys, we're going to dive in to a draft. This is a classic around here. The Our Guys draft. And before we dive in, I need rules explained to me. What does this mean?
Most importantly, let's just say we're watching a game later in the season and one of my guys makes a play and you say like, oh, that's my guy. I get to say like, no, it's not. It's mine.
Yes.
And so conversely, anytime one of your guys gets to make a play, you're going to say, that's my guy.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so it's like you're putting a stamp of approval on a player saying like, that's my guy. If they make a bad play, I get to be like, that's your guy, bro. Speak for it.
Yep.
What's going on here?
Okay. I like this. Now, can it be all ability levels? I'm a little worried that I'm going to pick a guy with a great ability level, elite, and it's going to be like, oh, come on. He's the elite. He's the quarterback. He's the defensive player of the year. He's, everyone knows he's good.
It would be somewhat of a casual move to say that's my guy. Although there's nothing wrong with saying that's my guy. Like, again, say if Bo Nix is your guy, you better really love Bo Nix. Like, think about like all the people on Twitter who love Bo Nix. There's some guys who go out there and get the tattoo. That guy gets to say, Bo Nix, that's my guy.
Who purposely burned the Knicks 10 on his back. Did you see that? Like sunburned?
No. Oh, I did see. Yes. Like if he wants to say Bo Nix is my guy, yeah, he's your guy.
He
you
earned
did that. Exactly. So you just better be able to back up whatever you do here by, that's your guy.
Okay. So I won't get roasted picking a good player?
No, I think you will.
You might get roasted.
Is there any reason to pick a guy that is probably going to be sitting on the bench this year, but you like for future, or should I just save that guy for next year?
If that's your guy.
Draft?
Again, like this is a very personal draft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not one that's about winning or losing, because I think we've done something like this before and people got upset and said, though you picked bad guys. I was like, how could that be possible? I just drafted my guys. There's no way to have a bad draft.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's see who ChatGPT has put in the first pick. Me. I get the very first pick. You guys can give me all the shit you want. Pat Surtain is my guy. I mean,
think he is.
He's a freaking
I think that's
podcast
fair.
host with us, so I'm going to stick with him and go PS2 number 1.
Yeah. This is a tough one. The second pick's a tough one, because I would have also gone Pat Surtain. Because he's perfect. What more could you ask for from a football player?
Yeah.
Give me Troy Franklin.
No.
Yep. That's my guy.
See, you
Oh,
just
Ryan
can't
was
do
gonna
that
get-
because that's my guy.
No, but it's my guy. Every day on the podcast, I would say I love Troy Franklin.
Well,
I was torn between multiple guys.
that's insane. I mean, I literally own every share of
I
Troy
know.
Franklin stock.
Maybe there's some sort of trade we can do.
I will trade you like
We can trade
500
some
shares
guys.
in order half ownership of him being our guy.
500 out of how many?
1,000.
Oh, okay. We could split the guy. We'll talk.
All right.
Henry, you don't have to back down to him.
No, I don't.
Now
It's a
I'm
draft.
just pissed.
That's why maybe bidding would have made more sense here than auction draft instead of snake draft.
I gotta just do the right thing here, and I'm all about offense. I'm all about quarterbacks. I'm taking Bo Nix as my guy.
I was tempted.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna let Zach have Pat Surtain and Bo Nix. Something that would happen, but I'm ready to just go all in on Bo Nix.
Yeah, that was the first name that came to mind. I had to talk myself out of it.
Yeah. Okay, I have another pick
Back-to-back
here.
picks because you missed out on Troy Franklin. You get back to back.
That's making me sick.
That's crazy that you're so upset about missing out on Troy Franklin despite getting Bo Nix.
It's just
next.
he's my guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I don't
Again,
know
it's a
what to
my
tell you
guy's
guys.
draft.
Yeah.
I'm going to back that up with between 3 people here. Who is going to be the healthiest? I think I got to get Hank back. I'm going to take Talanoa Hufanga as my guy.
Yep. That was in the. Talanoa Fungo's been my guy since he was at USC. Was just unbelievable.
He's not your guy anymore.
I know.
Just like Troy Franklin's not Ryan's guy
there might be
anymore.
some post-draft trades.
Could
There,
we could have
there
a
might
trade
be
here.
some conversations here.
You got to leverage your opponents in these drafts.
You do. Geez, I think I gotta go Jaquan here. He's been. I know he was your guy
He was.
or very early, but ever since that first training camp, he's just been incredible, and he just makes plays. Jaquan's my guy. He's my guy.
I like that.
Not your guy, it's mine.
I like Jaquan there as well. I'm going the third corner. Whoa, hello Ryan.
Hey.
That's
a Yaya's
guy right there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Ryan.
Good pick you here.
I'm going the third cornerback that hasn't been picked. I'm going Riley Moss. Reminds me of myself. You know, I tried to be a cornerback growing up. I couldn't grow the facial hair. I couldn't play in college. I couldn't play in the NFL. So looking up to Riley there. Next pick, I'm gonna go with the superstar because he's also my guy, Nick Bonito. Give me Nick right here.
He's been in the conversation for all of my picks. I probably would have taken him next.
Thank you for validating my pick.
Yeah. Now I feel stuck again. I hate being in the middle. I feel like I have no control. Give me Will Lutz. Nobody wants to get. This is the best kicker in Broncos history.
You could have saved them for the fifth
I know.
round.
He's the best kicker in Broncos history. He deserves. He's my guy.
Future captain Will Lutz.
And past
In
captain.
like an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
Best kicker in Broncos history, and it's not close.
Cool. I've got back-to-back picks here, and
I made a
I
mistake.
had 3 guys that I liked for the last one, and I'm going to end up with all 3 of
Wow.
them.
Yeah.
So next, I'm going to take Alex Singleton.
Yeah, he was in conversation. Cat.
I mean, really, of everyone, he really is my guy. And then,
that's such an oversight on me.
yeah, it is. And then next, I'm going to take Dre Greenlaw.
Okay, good.
Okay, yep, those are really good picks. Really good picks.
Yeah, this is Quinn Miners here. And probably should have gone off the board earlier.
Yeah,
I mean another gun who's been my guy for
That should have
forever.
been your second pick.
I know. It definitely should have been
Maybe
in front of
should have been
Lutz.
your first.
But
And then we
I
would have
landed
had
him
all this-
anyway.
You probably could have had him and Talanoa because I would have had Troy.
I remember standing on my island when the Broncos signed Ben Powers and Mike McGlinchey saying, no, Quinn is your best offensive lineman. And now he's an all-pro. He's still my guy. He'll be my guy forever.
I'm still considering getting a Quinn Miners jersey
That would be sick.
just because what it says about me to wear it.
Yeah.
It
does
says
say a
that you
lot.
know ball.
Exactly.
Yes.
Man. Captain. Yep.
You know Bell, dude.
you know Bell.
You rock those 77 Miners.
So now that I will be able to take him if this is allowed, you guys can tell me if it's not allowed.
Okay.
Sean Payton.
Nope.
Nope. Coach can't be your guy.
No.
No, but also
I would go to
just
war for him.
to defend Henry really quick. He was saying statistically best kicker
Oh,
in
yeah.
Broncos history.
Like
not
he
that
is
he's better than
significantly
Jason
higher
Young.
percentage than any other kicker who didn't just make like 3 for 3.
Yeah.
And,
Anyways,
and
you're gonna
that's
have
why
to
he's
go-
the best kicker.
I'm rounding it out
Let's stick
here.
with players here.
I'm going Cortland Sutton. I mean,
Okay.
speaking of captains, give me Court right there. I think that's a great value pick. And then I'm going to go the chat wants me to take Jeremy Crawshaw. I just know I can get him undrafted, so I'm going to stay away from that one.
That's
Definitely
why.
get him on.
I'll go I just don't know where to go here. I'll go RJ Harvey.
Nice.
Yeah, I think this one has to be easy here. Some guys I wish that I could add, but in a 5-round draft, I'm happy with my board. Nate Adkins, another one. He's been my guy for forever. Since that first training camp when he just didn't miss a block. Didn't matter who you lined up against, just made every single block, made the team. Been incredible ever since. That's my guy.
Ryan, round us out.
It's kind of crazy that I have 3 defensive players as such an offensive guy, but I do have the quarterback, which is nice.
Yep.
I'm really torn here. I have a few guys that I want to go with. I think I just have to go with my gut here. I think. Give me Pat Bryant.
Yep. That's a good one.
Pat Bryant.
Who else was on your list here? Pat Bryant was on my list.
I was strongly considering going with Jonathan Cooper. I think he was probably the best player that hasn't been drafted.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Evan Ingram had some consideration for me, but like,
Agreed.
I felt like it would have been disingenuous to who I am. I've never just been like a huge tight end guy, even though he's really wide receiver.
I'm a big tight end guy.
I don't know. Yeah, I had to stick true. A rookie wide receiver is very on brand for me.
I almost feel like we need to expand this draft because there's just too many. Like Alex Palchevsky is my guy, and like Jonathan Cooper is another one. Should be somebody's guy. Jonah Ellis is my guy, but it's tough to only pick 5 of my guys.
We needed Benny here.
Bad Moon, Marvin Mims. He absolutely
your guy.
He's my
He's your
guy,
guy.
that I messed up there, and Alex Singleton. If we kept
Maybe
going,
a continuation tomorrow.
If we kept going, Q would have been on my board as well. But man, Marvin Mims and Zach and Alex Singleton, the ones that got away on my guys.
Zach Allen goes undrafted here, and I just feel like it's like a perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect for Zach Allen. He just makes plays.
Yeah.
To no fanfare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very true. But a lot of money.
Meanwhile,
All right.
Nick Bonito, he makes all the pretty plays.
He does.
Yes.
He does.
And
He
like
gets- he
that's
gets
not like a
picked.
slight. It's just beautiful everything he does.
And this was beautiful. Really enjoyed today's show. We got another packed show tomorrow. We're giving our predictions. Plus, we know the secret to beating the Titans. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in today. Tune in tomorrow at noon. Plus, an exciting guest as well. So stay tuned. We will see you tomorrow at noon.
We all silly like the mayor.